Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Elite Nurse Lifestyle, where we discuss all things fashion, most importantly, fragrances. If this is your first time here, please like, share, and subscribe if you like the content. And for all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love. And today, guys, I wanted to discuss how one would start their niche collection, because I know there are quite a few people who they're familiar with designer fragrances, they're familiar with celebrity fragrances, and they may be, curious about what a niche fragrance would be and what that entails. And, certainly the prices of niche fragrances can be quite daunting. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of give an insight to those people who are interested in starting their niche fragrance collection, and just give a few houses that you definitely get that niche quality. It is a niche fragrance house, but it doesn't bang you over the head when it comes to the prices. So if that's something you're interested in finding out about, stay tuned. Meet you right here. So guys, let's start off by describing what a niche fragrance is in particular. And so the word niche just means that the fragrance may not be mass produced in like a mainstream store, and even if it is, it may be in smaller quantities. Also, it just might mean that you may have to go to specialized boutique fragrance stores to obtain that fragrance, a niche fragrance, because you won't be able to find it in the typical fragrance stores. Another meaning for niche is also that, it's more, could mean that because it's more complex, it's not as popular as, say, a designer fragrance. It has more complex notes. It has more quality ingredients in the fragrance, right? So that's just what niche really means. And usually, because they use such quality in the fragrance, it typically tends to be much more expensive. And so that's all it is when people refer to the term niche fragrances, okay? All right, guys. So I wanted to give you some of the fragrance houses that they definitely, are quality fragrance houses, but the price, they don't hit you over the head with the pricing, right? Some of these houses are houses that I started my niche collection with. So the first house that I wanted to get into was the house of Mancera. It was one of the very first houses that I got into when I was doing niche fragrances. It was founded by Pierre Montal, and it is actually now a father-daughter collaboration. And so the daughter, she is versed in photography, and so she brings that Art Deco kind of feel to the brand. And so this fragrance house, though, guys, it has amazing fragrances. There's so many beautiful fragrances from the house. One of my first purchases from that house when I was starting my niche collection was Roses Vanille. And this is a beautiful rose fragrance for this time of year. Another one would be the Instant Crush. Both beautiful fragrances. The Instant Crush, people tend to liken it to Baccarat Rouge, and for me, it's you can get the comparison, but nothing is like Baccarat Rouge. Okay, let's be clear. Let's start there. Nothing is like Baccarat Rouge. Okay, for me, this leans Instant Crush leans a little bit more masculine. It's even though it's a great fragrance, guys. I can't wear it. I cannot wear this fragrance. When I tell you beast mode, this fragrance is gonna last you almost 24 hours. Okay, it's very synthetic smelling, and fragrances like that has a lot of heliotrope and aldehydes, it gives me a headache. It's very headache inducing for me, so I tend to stay away from fragrances like that. But the house is known for amazing fragrances. Definitely Roses Vanille is one of my favorites, and it's one of my staples for the fall winter. It's warm, it's cozy, it's sweet, and it doesn't have as much aldehydes in it as the Instant Crush. And so I definitely prefer this fragrance, the Roses Vanille. The notes in this fragrance, there's lemon, water notes, there's rose, sugar, vanilla, sugar again, white musk, and cedar. So you definitely get a little bit of the woodsiness, but it's also sweet from the rose, and the rose is the most prominent note in the fragrance. It is absolutely stunning. I love to wear it this time of year, and you know, definitely one of those fragrances that's beast mode. It lasts you at least 8 to 10 hours. So guys, that is a house that you can definitely start your collection with, because a lot of the fragrances, I don't think you can get fragrances for under $100 from this brand. And so you know, it's just perfect as a starter kit for your niche collection. And so the next house that I'm gonna speak about is the House of Montale. And the House of Montale, I think it's sister houses with the House of Mancera. It's also founded by Pierre Montale. And you know, this is another great house where you can add to begin your niche collection. A lot of the fragrances are definitely reasonable priced, and it's not gonna bang you over the head when it comes to paying for that niche quality. This one in particular that I'm speaking about is Intense Cafe by Montale, and this is one of the most popular fragrances from the house. I know most people, it's a crowd pleaser. It smells like coffee, guys, and it's an absolutely beautiful fragrance. It's a little sweet, definitely smells like you know, your morning coffee. And let's see what the notes are in this fragrance. Intense Cafe. So this one also has rose in this fragrance. It has the coffee, there's some vanilla. The top notes are floral notes, then the mid, it's rose and coffee, and the base is vanilla, white musk, and amber. Great fragrance, guys, for this time of year, particularly in winter when it's like really cold. It's just so cozy. It's beast mode. And I like this one because it's not as synthetic as I find Instant Crush. Like, when I tell you Instant Crush will choke somebody out, it's a great fragrance, but beast mode. Like, you know how I'm heavy-handed and I love to spray like 10 sprays in one setting? Please do not do that with Instant Crush, okay? I'm just letting you know from the jump. Okay, don't do that, because you will trigger somebody's asthma. You're gonna just choke somebody out. I'm telling you right now. Please be very light-handed with Instant Crush. But this one, Intense Cafe, it's a great fragrance. I don't find it as synthetic as you know, Instant Crush, so I'm able to tolerate this quite a lot better. And like I said, I love to wear it in the really cold weather with your scarf, and it's just a very cozy fragrance. And you also can purchase these fragrances for at least $100, guys. So check those houses out, Montal and Mancera. Next house that I'm going to speak about is none other than Serge Lutens. This is one of the houses, guys, that I started my niche collection with, and they have amazing fragrances, and you can definitely find fragrances for less than $150 in this particular fragrance house. My very first fragrance from Serge Lutens was Shergi, and this is a fragrance that I look forward to wearing in the colder in particular, like winter months, because this is a very woodsy, smoky kind of fragrance. It's got some tobacco. It has, it's very ambery, very heavy. And so some of the notes in this fragrance are, there's tobacco leaf, there's honey, there's amber, there's hay, there's incense, sandalwood, iris, musk, and rose, guys. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I absolutely love it. You get that amber, you get the tobacco, you get that hay. It's just so well done. Smoky, a little woodsy. This is definitely one of the fragrances though, guys. Even though this for me was love at first sniff, I would say try it out and see if you like it. Especially for me, I love a tobacco note, and it gives depth to a fragrance. And so sometimes it can lean a little bit sour on my skin, so I definitely have to test those fragrances whenever I purchase them if it has tobacco in it, because for instance, like Back to Black, love that fragrance, but sometimes it goes a little sour on my skin, so I have to be careful. But this one, oh my gosh, when you have your scarf on, your boots, you're cozy, I could just see you by the fireplace. Perfect for the winter time. So again, guys, Serge Lutens, another house that you're able to get the fragrances for at least $100. You're able to purchase fragrances from the house. Another one from that house is Datura Noir. Oh my God. Whew, this is so beautiful, guys. This is, it's sweet. It smells like a vanilla cookie. That's what it smells like. And I love to wear this one in particular in like closer to Christmas and the holiday season, because it just definitely reminds me of, the cakes and to me, I would classify it as a gourmand. And so let's see what some of the notes in this fragrance are. Its main accords are vanilla. There's almond. Ooh, yes, almond. You get the almond in this fragrance. I like to layer this with Tom Ford Lost Cherry, because it has a similar vibe to me. It's just beautiful. So it's got the vanilla, there's almond, there's tuberose, white floral, and it's got some coconut, it's got heliotrope, vanilla, Chinese osmanthus, tonka bean. It has lemon blossom, musk, and myrrh. Absolutely gorgeous fragrance, and definitely one of those fragrances that you can purchase for about $100, guys. So the Datura Noir from Serge Lutens. Another fragrance house that you are able to get niche quality fragrances from for less than $150 is Noble. I absolutely love the presentation of this house. The bottles are aesthetically pleasing. Look at that, guys. It's so beautiful. Look at that. The gold, I mean, it's such a beautiful, high quality presentation. And so the one that I have is Perdisione, and I love this fragrance. It starts out bright. It's got vanilla. It has some lavender, definitely heavy on the lavender. It's got bergamot in the top and grapefruit. So you definitely have to like lavender to like this fragrance because it's very heavy with the lavender. Again, it's got some in the middle. It's got orange blossom. There's neroli, ylang ylang, petitgrain, rose in the middle, and then in the base there's vanilla, musk, and cedar. Gorgeous fragrance. There's another one from this house called La Danza. Obsessed with that fragrance. That should be coming to me soon. However, that's more of a spring summertime fragrance because it has that tropical quality. But this one would be good for fall. And the house, like this fragrance you can get for I think 120, 130. And so the quality is amazing. The bottles are aesthetically pleasing. Guys, there you go. Noble 1942. Check them out because it's a great, great house. And it's perfect for starting your niche collection. The next house that I want to discuss that you can start your niche fragrance collection for less than $150, guys. You are able to get some of the fragrances in the house of Tiziana Terenzi. And this house was started by Paolo Terenzi. And they do amazing presentation. That is one thing I can say about this house, guys. It's not like, like say Tom Ford, where it's uber expensive and the presentation is just basic. With this house, you're gonna get a beautiful packaging. You're gonna see the quality. You're gonna feel the quality. And they have some great fragrances as well. This one was my very first fragrance in the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and this one is Kirk. This is another fragrance though, guys, that it has quite a bit of heliotrope in it. Heliotrope, and so the heliotrope is very strong, and so I can't wear it too much because it can trigger a headache for me. But some of the notes in the fragrance, again, it's very fruity at the top. There's passion fruit, peach, pear, raspberry, cassis, sand. In the middle, there's lily of the valley, so it gives a powdery essence to the fragrance. And then in the base, there's musk, vanilla, sandalwood, patchouli, and heliotrope, like I said. But the heliotrope is very strong. Reminds me of the Instant Crush because it's just so strong with that heliotrope in it. And so I don't get to wear this one as much as I would because of that. But again, a gorgeous house to check out because they have other fragrances that would be appropriate for your niche starter collection. And lastly, another house in my collection that I started my niche fragrance journey with is the house of Al Haramain. And this one is Amber Oud Gold Edition. Guys, I don't speak much about this one. I got this one maybe 2 years ago now, but when I tell you it's similar to what I've said before about the Instant Crush and the Tiziana Terenzi. Beautiful packaging though, guys. Like, you see the quality. So you're getting the niche, quality with these fragrance houses. Like I said though, I don't get to wear this one as much because oh, it's so strong, guys. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm already getting a little bit of a headache because I've been smelling these things. But it's heavy on the heliotrope again. It's sweet. Some of the notes in the fragrance, it's got bergamot, green notes at the top. There's melon, sweet notes, pineapple, and amber in the middle. And then in the base, there's vanilla, musk, and woody notes. This one doesn't list heliotrope, but it's definitely in it, okay? Because I know what heliotrope smells like. And this one, talk about beast mode. Again, this is one of them that I'm going to give my brother because I just don't get to enjoy it as much as I would. Beautiful packaging, great scent. But because of the heliotrope, I've learned my lesson, guys. Remember, these were ones that I started out with when I was doing my fragrance journey. And so this is why, again, I can't wear some Chanel fragrances because it's so heavy on the aldehydes and stuff like that, and it just triggers a headache for me. So I stay away from fragrances like that. I like my fragrances a little bit more natural, you know, very cohesive. Like, you know, when you think of, say, a fragrance de bois, kind of more natural smelling, a natural mix. I can't do all this heliotrope and aldehydes and all this other stuff. So, but again, great fragrances. If the heliotrope does not present a problem for you, these houses are absolutely perfect to get your niche collection started. Another fragrance house that I've heard quite a bit about, and they are inexpensive as well, is the house of I believe it's Kajal. There's a fragrance called Lamar Kajal, and the bottles, guys, it's a Middle Eastern house. Beautiful, stunning bottles, beautiful packaging. I've been wanting to venture into that house to see if I like the fragrances. I'm hoping that, you know, it's not as heavy with any heliotropes or things like, or aldehydes, but I'm gonna get a few samples just to see if I like it. Another house that is absolutely perfect for starting your niche collection is Afnan. Afnan, they have this fragrance called Rare Tiffany. Lovely fragrance. It's a sweet gourmand fragrance, and it has some floral notes in it. You know, but definitely another one. You can get a fragrance for under $50 from this house, guys. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video about how to go about starting your niche collection. And drop me a note in the comments section and let me know which ones you're interested in, you know, purchasing so you can get your collection started. And if you have any of these that I've mentioned before, let me know how you find them. So guys, thanks again for watching and stay tuned.